So this meeting has been very different. One, the primates, they all turned up. Number two, we've been talking about issues which are of common concern. Politically, how do we work with politicians? How do we ensure that employment for the young people is created? How do we ensure that gender-based violence is tackled and a response is made so that we speak from the gospel point of view? Also, how do we ensure that in spite of what is happening, we still have to have that muscle to preach the gospel to the world? And for me, that is very, very important. And also, in our meeting, which has just finished as Primates on the continent, there have been a lot of charity and a lot of give and take, and even suggesting things that I've never thought would come up with. For example, the suggestion to say, well, we have to work together and ensure that every bishop on the continent has to get to the Ambeth conference. In spite of not having money in their own territory, we shall be able to work together and finance that. For me, that is something else, which has never happened. But we are saying, let us take responsibility that we own this church and we own ourselves, and we shall continue that path. Yes, in our discussions, one of the items on the agenda was how do we work with the centers of influence? Because we as a church, we are also influential, but we also want to go to the centers of influence. And one of those that came out was the political center of influence. These are politicians. How do we engage them? So the encouragement from one another was that we need not to fear to talk to them, but to open up. But of course, we say no to something which is not right in the political arena. We say yes, they've done a good job, but we also constantly pray for them and engage them from the local level to the national level where the presidents are. Because it's by working with these centers of influence that we are going to see good governance, justice, and the issues of corruption and other things that happens in communities will be able to be tackled, because we are able to say to them, this cannot go on. I'll give you an example. Some of them politicians are very good. They are very responsive. Recently, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Chagwalungu, has been calling for the church to take a center stage as they are preparing for political dialogue within the nation state of Zambia. And has been always saying, don't run away, don't leave us alone, don't leave Zambia to the politicians. We need you as a church, because you are neutral, you are the one who can bring us together and make us work and Christianize politics in Zambia. And for me, that is something. If somebody is in that position where I think he has it all, but he's still thinking of God and thinking the importance of the church to come and influence the politics in the sense of being Christianizing the politics, for me, I always think that God is speaking. So definitely, as the primates on the continent of Africa, we have resolved, let us go and work with the centers of influence to better the society where we are working.